I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I hope everybody's feeling great, doing good in the hood. I hope everybody maintaining, ain't complaining, staying in their lane, doing their best to make a way. You feel me? Look, I just wanted to touch base with y'all real quick and talk about something that I don't know in 2022 if you want to call this strange news or not, as if it's some rare phenomena, or you just want to say it's disturbing news. I'm gonna go with disturbing. I'm gonna go with very disturbing. So if y'all read the title, New Jersey so-called trans woman gets transferred from her facility or his facility after impregnating two biological women. Now, see, this is why I'll never go with the flow and the status quo on this thing called trans, whatever they want to call it. Okay, it's utter idiocracy, utter hypocrisy. Okay, like real talk, real talk. This brother deserved to get his butt whooped for what he did. Real talk, real talk, and he deserved to get put back in a man prison. Okay, and let them brothers in prison deal with him. Okay, because I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all, and I don't speak none of this type of stuff on to none of my siblings, but had that been one of my siblings in that women's facility and she got mistreated or she got abused or she got impregnated by another inmate that should have never been housed with her in the first place, you know what? We're not even going to talk about the physical thing that could be done, but we're going to talk about lawsuits and we're going to talk about some serious charges against that facility as well as the state for allowing something like that to happen. Now, that's just, I'll leave it at that for that part because it don't, that don't exist. But that was a if, and we all drunk. So I like to be careful with those things. But let's get back to the story at hand. This dude who identifies as a woman named Demi Minor, and Demi Minor photo is in the thumbnail for this video, y'all. He looked like any brother from my hood before the before the makeup and all that other crazy stuff. He looked like a man with plastic surgery and all sorts of make to him while he was in prison. Now he was housed in the Edna. I, I was because he twisted stuff. We don't never see. Have y'all seen the movie where the black look, I'm back. Look, every time we get to talking this real talk, that's when it get crazy. Look, I'm gonna just speak on it again because where I was at was the family image. I was at our family image and how We see every type of black family image except for the wholesome family image. Okay? Okay? We don't never get to see, and when was the last time we seen a black man, black woman, black children in the family unit, sitting at a barbecue, not no threats around, just the narrative is painted as like a superhero movie, like the Robert Townsend movie back in the day. Not Meteor Man, but it was another one. I think it was called Up and Away, where the whole family was superheroes. This is way before The Incredibles. I think The Incredibles took their idea from Robert Townsend movie. Okay? But the whole thing is, y'all, we don't get to see ourselves in a good, wholesome light, right? And yet, we getting pummeled with all of this propaganda. And then when a brother like me that feel how I feel, see how I see, or a sister that sees similar to how I see, but on her side of the fence, being a woman, when she see the same thing, we the ones who are crazy. We the ones who need to get with the times, right? Well, listen, I'm born 1985. I was raised in the crack era. 1985 through 89 was wild, especially if you was in the hood like me, especially if you was in the Bay where the whole crack epidemic spread from, especially, all right? Then especially if you was in the 90s, we the only generation that was raised in school with crack babies. Let that settle in for a second. Let that settle in for a second. My generation is the only generation on earth where we had unfortunately had crack babies that we was in class and had to be raised with. Now, what does this mean? In that era, it wasn't no opioid help. It wasn't no medication for these children. It was all ostracization. It was all attack. The teachers wasn't prepared to train how to deal with us. The teachers would ridicule these children that was unfortunately inundated with their genetics being attacked through the crack epidemic. It wasn't no self-help programs out. It wasn't no programs to help teachers learn how to deal with young inner city children whose parents had been strung out on dope before they was born and born into that. It wasn't none of that. We had to wing it. We had to deal with this. It wasn't no ADHD medication. It wasn't none of that. I hope y'all hear where I'm going with this. Now, it's programs and all sorts of help rehab and all sorts of treatment centers, right? But in the 90s, it wasn't none of that. It was wild. Now, what does this have to do with the title of this here live that I got going on? Well, yesterday, an article was released that an inmate, a so-called trans woman who's really a dude, was being housed at the Edna Mahan Correctional Facility out there in Clinton, New Jersey, and she or he got two women pregnant while housed in the correctional facility, y'all. A 27-year-old black man masquerading as a woman was allowed to be housed in a woman's facility in Clinton, New Jersey, doing a 30-year sentence for manslaughter, and was conveniently placed inside of an all-women's facility and got two of those women inmates pregnant. Then to add icing on the cake, this is why I'm even more upset. This so-called woman, excuse the background noise, and if you see any smoke coming through, that's just dust from the country road because I had to go by my country road. It's coming too. So if y'all see the smoke, don't worry about it. Look, you can see behind me, I was getting hazy. Check this out, y'all. This dude, masquerading as a woman, got a 30-year sentence for manslaughter. And it makes me trip how convenient it was for this individual to claim to be a woman all of a sudden and then be housed with real women, biological women. And this what really got me. When they found out, when the facility overseers and the warden found out about this, they allegedly beat him like he should have got beat. But it don't stop there. This dude, 27-year-old Demi Minor, a black man, was then allowed to, this whole time, run and operate his own website from prison detailing what he was doing. And it don't stop there. I wish it did, but it don't. Then, this same dude, masquerading as a woman, was allowed to transfer to the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility that's also in New Jersey. Did y'all hear what I just said? The Garden State Youth Correctional Facility. He was transferred to a youth facility, basically a YA, Youth Authority, to continue his charade. And now I'm worried about the real youth at that facility as well, that he was just transferred to. Because ain't no 27-year-old man should be considered no youth, especially after 26 years of the brain maturing. Now, see, this is the problem with the trans community and all of this gay stuff that's going on. These people have mental conditions. So their brain have not been able to mature properly enough to where they could even be considered functioning and healthy-minded adults. But the age and the strength of that individual is definitely man-level strength and a man-level age. Legally in this system, a boy becomes a man at 18. I never agreed with that, however. Even in the Bible, it say a boy is not a man till 20 years old. Okay? And in modern society, we know that the brain of a man or a male does not mature until at least 26 years old. So when you take all of these factors and you put them together for a mentally unstable and incompetent black man, or a mentally unstable, incompetent man, period. Let's forget the racial ethnicity right now, and let's just focus on a man. This man should not, one, have been housed in a women's facility, and this man should also not be transferred to a youth correctional facility. He needs to be right up there in Rikers. He needs to be whatever New Jersey's man facility is, that's where he needs to be. The only thing about this whole thing that I agree with is him getting his butt whooped when they found out that he impregnated these two women. Because I thought he was a trans woman. So if he was a trans woman and he hated women so bad, why is he sleeping with two of them and getting them pregnant? This is the confusion that this movement is propagating, you see? And this is why we mustn't stand for the confusion. And listen, if you got a heart and you got a mind to speak up on these types of things, figure out what platform you're going to do it on and speak up on it and join your bruh True Jew. You want to join a movement? Join the movement of being a real man. Join the movement of being a real woman. Because I think now, in 2022, all of us probably got a cousin, a sibling, a friend, or somebody that identify with the LGBTQ community and the trans community. By 2022, if you a black person, I'm pretty sure you at least got one person in your family who's incarcerated. At least one. At least one person in your family is incarcerated if you so-called black in this country. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Because we know slavery never really stopped. It was just transferred. The identity of the enslavement process was transferred from the plantation to the prison. Both of them start with the letter P, and both of them got the same thing going on. See, it's messages like this where they be like, man, Jew, why you got to talk about this, man? Why you got to ruin my day, bro? I just watched all the football. I just watched all the basketball. I was just watching the UFC, bro. Why you had to come up on my feed talking like this and making me have to think, man, and making me have to get all in myself with behind this real stuff? I told y'all already. The calling on my life, especially in this season of my life, is to keep it real with y'all. That's why my name is True Jew. It ain't false Jew. It's true Jew. Golly. I really don't appreciate what they got going on at that correctional facility. And look, in 2021, New Jersey enacted a policy allowing inmates to be housed in the prison that they identify genders with. So if a man identifies himself as a woman in New Jersey, starting in 2021, a man, biological male, is legally able to be housed in a women's facility. Do y'all hear this? I hope y'all hearing this. I hope the feed is going through well. I hope it's not choppy. I hope that y'all really picking up on this. I hope that y'all get to hear what I'm saying. And then the media. Oh my goodness, the media. They just couldn't wait to put that brother face up there. That brother got a 5 o'clock shadow. He got thick old eyebrows. He a real man. He a real man. And how convenient could it be for a real man to get a 30-year sentence for manslaughter, knowing he finna be housed with other real men, and then somehow claim that he want to identify as a woman, understanding New Jersey state law? Right on, Awakening Goddess. Thank you for the confirmation. Thank you. He understands New Jersey state law enough to know that if he claimed to be a woman, he gonna get housed with women. But why is it that he still has men proclivities? Huh? Meaning, when he see a woman, he get turned on just like the rest of us. Men. What is that about? When he see a woman, he get happy just like us men. When he see a woman that he think look good, he still got game enough like a man to go pop at the woman and get her to get with him to the point where she gets impregnated. Hmm. Hmm. I find that to be very strange. But it's 2022, so it's not that strange. It's just very disrespectful and unfortunate. I'm actually curious to see what the LGBT community got to say about this. I'm actually real curious. I want to know what the trans community got to say about that. What are they going to disown him? They going to hate one of their own? I don't think so. It's part of their agenda. And like I started this off, I hate to get, you know, racial with things, but that's really what it is. Out of all of the cases, they knew that this was going to happen. And they knew that they would be able to propagate this agenda this way using a black person, using a black man as the impetus. So what does this do on multiple levels, y'all? One, any youngster that's out here in New Jersey that wants to commit a crime and he's straight biological male, let's say he get 25 to life. Before he gets sentenced, he gonna be in jail now claiming while he's sitting down waiting for trial, he gonna be sitting down talking about he a woman now, so he don't gotta be housed with men. Knowing he ain't no woman. Knowing he ain't never identified as no woman. And if he did identify as a woman, he still shouldn't be able to go in there with no real biological women. This is the same agenda that they playing in sports as well. You know, by the time I was in the 10th grade, y'all, I had varsity records for triple jump in the track and field, right? I was already jumping over 45 feet. I was jumping 18 feet long jump in the 10th grade as a 15-year-old. I started dunking the ball when I was 13 years old, y'all. Did y'all hear me? I wasn't even as tall as I am now. And I was already ripping and yakking the ball. I hope y'all hear me. This ain't about me bragging. I want y'all to understand, especially young black boys, we might not mature mentally by the time we 26, but physically and athletically, we born going hard in the paint. We born already fast. We born walking. I was walking at 9 months, y'all. I was walking at 9 months. It might be some babies walking sooner than me. It's been medically proven that black babies hold their head up immediately upon birth, pretty much 2 weeks into birth. We could already hold our head up. If your mama didn't have meds and an epidural and she had you naturally, you came into the world wide-eyed, just like this, looking at everything. This is medically proven. I'm not saying nothing that's prejudice or racial or nothing like that. I'm telling y'all facts. I was already breaking records in the 10th grade as soon as I was eligible for track. I was already dunking the ball by 9th grade, by 8th grade. I was already one hand ripping it in 8th grade. I was yakking it two hands nasty by the 9th grade. Listen, so for this brother to be 27 years old and be able to go into prison and claim to be a woman and then sleep with two women and get both of them pregnant, now he a pappy. Y'all, that's crazy. That's crazy. And so what is it doing? It's letting young brothers know if they commit crimes in New Jersey, they could claim to be a woman and get put in prison with women. That's one. But two, it's also continuing the narrative that Black people as a whole need to support this trans agenda. That's two. Then three is keeping the image of a true Black man from being seen on film. That's why True Jew got to get up here and talk about this. Listen, if I don't talk about this, brothers that's rocking with me would not be inspired or even motivated enough to talk about it on their platform, on their channel too. I don't need to have a monopoly on the truth. I don't need to have a monopoly on what I feel and then speak on it. I'm hoping, if anything, my brothers watch me and be like, bruh, got a good point. You know what? Let me see, could I get my channel popping? Let me see, could I get my channel started up? And let me see, could I talk about these things that I'm seeing too? Because this ain't right. And if we don't speak for us, ain't nobody gonna speak for us. It's clear. It's clear. It's so clear to me. Bruh got a whole beard growing on in his face. And yet he was allowed to house with these women. And then it's an attack on the women. Listen, y'all, this is a blatant attack on women. I don't care what the woman did to get into prison. She still got rights. She still got rights while she's reforming herself, getting ready to be reintroduced back into society. She not supposed to be in there sleeping with no guards. She not supposed to be in there sleeping with no dude who identifies as a woman either. Especially if conjugal visits not allowed and she already got a man outside of the wall. But look what they allowing to happen. There's so many things that's wrong with this. It's an attack on womanhood. It's an attack on straight manhood. And then it's an attack on the family. So you mean to tell me a Black man can identify as a woman, get transferred to a woman's facility, sleep with two women, and then have a family in prison? But a straight Black man and a straight Black woman can't have a family, and then that be presented through the media as something healthy and wholesome. Got it. Check. Okay. So that means True Jew got to get on here even harder then. Got to get on here even harder then. I got to speak on this even more then. You feel me? It's very unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So what do we do, brothers? First of all, keep your wit about you. Don't do nothing strange for a little piece of change. Stay out here, stay free. Stay free. Use your gifts, your talents, all of your raw, most high given abilities to make a way for yourself. Stay from getting arrested. Stay free. Stay out the way. Work on your craft. Learn a trade. Learn a trade. Learn the trade, then start your own company with that trade. If you got an apprenticeship under somebody for a minute, or you got to work within your trade under somebody, with somebody else who already got their business, go ahead and do that for 6 months to a year until you can get your ducks in a row. Learn the trade and then start your own business. Be an entrepreneur while you still got some time left to do that. Pray without ceasing that whatever your pursuits are, they align with the Most High will in your life so that mistakes is minimal. Women, Support your man. Support manhood. This has nothing to do with being a threat or being threatened in your womanhood, because a real man is going to support your womanhood. A real man is going to love you the right way and support you as a woman. A real man will put himself on the back burner to see you get to where you need to get to as a woman, so that both of y'all can rock together under a partnership, under an equal standing. It's elements that a man has to do, and it's elements that a woman has to do. And together, they form a union, man and woman. All this competition, feeling like a man is a threat to you and a man is competition to you, stop it. You got enough competition with your girls, with your sisters, with your fellow women that y'all got to deal with every day. Don't make a man your competition. I just told you I was out here breaking records in the 10th grade. You there's no competition physically. I don't want to compete with you when it's time for childbirth. I don't want to grow no womb. I don't want to sit up there and be pregnant for no 9 months. I don't want to sit up there and push no baby out my stomach. I don't want to have no C-section. That is specifically a blessed and divine womanly placement. And I support it. I'm with it. In that hospital room, I stood with my wife every single time we had a baby. Make sure that room was protected. Make sure there didn't no nurses and no doctors come in there acting crazy. I caught each one of my children. I was able to clip them cords. I was able to be there and be present at every single one of them. I'm so grateful and thankful for that. I was able to support my wife at every single aspect of those pregnancies. Ice chips, here you go, babe. Fan, here you go, babe. And that's what my job was. Speaking affirming words and speaking life to her while she pushing. Here you go, babe. That's my job. My job ain't to try to compete with her to go lay down in the hospital bed and have one of these babies. And it's not her job to try to compete with me when I'm doing masculine physical things to make sure that the family run the way it's supposed to run. And together, we form a symbiotic relationship, a union that works, a partnership that works. Ain't nobody trying to compete with her, and she not trying to compete with me. It works. We need to get back to that, y'all, and not be afraid of it. It's crazy. They trying to make us afraid to even have families. They trying to make us afraid to even be man and wife, man and woman, raising children. They don't even want us to talk about this. So, you know, when I look at the facts of this whole thing, and I look at the unfortunate events that took place in that prison, I know that there's going to be more instances of it. I know that this is going to happen again. This ain't the only time. It ain't the first time neither. I heard about something like this happening before, but not with two inmates. I ain't never heard that. So this whole story is twisted. The fact that bruh's allowed to even operate a website from prison, a whole website, is beyond me. And able to document his journey through prison as a man and how being housed in a woman's facility is beyond me. And bruh look like, look, I mean, if it was gonna be a sissy thing, or it was gonna be something where dude clearly is looking weak, like, like he was born I was gonna say born an amphibian. Hey, but amphibians could change their sex too. But if he was born a male with female and male parts, and they had to choose which one as he got older based off of what his body frame was going toward, or what its body frame was going toward, I kind of see that. An actual birthing deformity. I could see how, okay, one person might want to do something as a surgery as a little child, they parent, and then decide that, okay, this person needs to go this way with it because it's majority male or it's majority female, so it needs to go this way. There are rare conditions where that does happen. But not no dude that's been a boy his whole life, a male his whole life, a man all through his 20s, get to all of a sudden decide that he want to identify like a woman and then be housed in a woman facility. That ain't right. And the state need to get sued for that. Real talk. Real talk. So I don't really know how y'all feel about it. Y'all can leave me some comments in the comment section, and I'll address them in the comment section. I think it's ridiculous. Real talk. It's ridiculous. It truly is. So, I hope y'all heard the video to take some of my advice on the solution. But yeah, they trying to get away from family altogether. But we got so much documentation and film with what a wholesome white family look like, that now that it's time for us to be propagated up, propped up in media and on film, we never see no wholesomeness. You got black men masquerading as women getting awards at the award show. It's crazy. I can't remember the last time I seen a modern day film or a series or a movie where it was a whole black family. The dad was there, healthy minded. The mama was there, healthy minded. The children was there. What? Are we there yet? I mean, that's one, what, Family Vacation, Johnson Family Vacation? Even then, it's like Cedric had to play like a kind of ditzy dad. Like, I'm talking about a film that's motivational and inspirational. Like they on the farm or something, and the dad is a cowboy or something, a cowman, a cow herder, a ranch herder, and the son is a rodeo man or something like that. And the daughter sings and she makes, all sorts of crafts and stuff like that. And the mama is an expert chef, or she got a garden going on. And they all work together. And they could take people into their home and help other people get through their problems. Have we ever seen that? I ain't seen it. I have not seen it. See what I'm saying? But we could definitely see uh a mama come find out her husband been on the down low the whole time, and he's secretly putting her drawers on, the children in and out of jail, or they strung out. Ain't nothing functioning right in the family, but we supposed to be okay with that. Oh, at least we got us something. At least we got something. Man, come on, bruh. Come on, sis. I'm not with that. I'm not with that package. I'm not with that program. My children ain't finna be watching that. My wife not finna be watching that. We not sitting down as a family watching that. That's getting turned off. But see, we living in an era right now where they don't want family at all. White, black, Asian, it don't matter. They don't want family at all. Family mean reproduction. Family should mean wholesomeness. Family mean legacy. Family mean strength, especially in numbers. Family mean togetherness. Family mean love, dedication. Family mean loyalty. Family mean respect. And they want to do away with all of that. You see? So look, that was my time for the day. Huh. Gave y'all something to think about. I done said my piece. Very disturbing and so true. That's the images that is shown constantly. Yes. See? Thank you, Awakening. Gotta see. I know I ain't tripping. I know I'm not tripping. So look, it's your bro Chuju tapping in with y'all the only way I know how, raw and uncut. You can look at the article for yourself and see what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about. And I was like, what? 27-year-old get 30 years for manslaughter, but get to transfer to a woman's facility and then have 2 babies by the women? What? And ain't nobody supposed to speak on that? What? They tripping. They tripping. Like I said, the only thing I agree with in that whole debacle was him getting whooped on by them guards when they transferred him back to that other facility. And I don't agree with the facility they transferred him to. They transferred him to a youth correctional facility, Garden State. Garden State Youth Correctional Facility. Do y'all hear me? So now the children that is really youth at that facility got to put up with this fool's madness too. And we know who's in that facility. We know what percentage of people is in that youth facility too. Melanated people. So now they want to spread that virus off in there and give them youth some ideas, right? Or what, he gonna get with a female off in that youth facility too that really can't protect herself? Is that what's going on? So many questions still need to be answered. Oh, because the women was in jail, they don't have no rights. So whatever happened, they don't get to press charges or nothing because they in jail with this guy. That's what they want us to see. So messed up. But look, it's your brother True Jew tapping in with y'all the only way I know how, Raw and Uncut. Most time, Mama, Papa willing, I'll be back with another one. But until then, stay blessed, stay vigilant. You know I love y'all to life always. Until next time, gone.